What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another demo day with FMI equipment. I'm out here with Johnny Millhouse. I'm Eric Owens. We've got some really cool stuff for you guys today. So we just got in the Timberwolf 8-inch compact track chipper, right?
Yeah, provided by Moorbark.
Yep. So we're super excited to bring you guys along for this video today. We're out here running this machine with Chase Tree Service. It's going to be mainly hands off. I think we're going to let these guys run this machine. We're going to shoot a ton of action video for you guys. They actually own an 8-inch diesel force. And so we're kind of pitting the two against each other a little bit, looking for their feedback. Mainly, we want to understand, does this work for their operation? And I think we know the answer to that, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This machine, like you mentioned, just a little different than what they're running the force with, but I don't think that it's going to do anything different than
I don't
chip
think so.
wood, work. I mean, this machine is meant to be a workhorse with the simplicity of it, just the ease of operation, just reduces the amount of time that the operator is spending with the machine trying to get it to start or trying to get it from point A to point B, and spending more time feeding material and getting the job done.
That's exactly right. Very utilitarian in design, super straightforward. It's got a handful of buttons for operation, so it's super simple. This is a chariot style machine, just like a force is going to be. Again, 8-inch. We are running the 57 horsepower Kubota gas engine today. Now there's diesel options. This is the 280, the TW280 FTRP technically,
correct,
for petrol. So we're going to bring you guys along. Just note, we'll drop a link below the video here for you guys so you can check out the Timberwolf line in full, either on our website or on Moorbark's website. They've got a full line of compact track chippers. They also have tow behinds.
Yes, they do.
So we've got single axle tow behinds, similar configurations. Again, it's a very price point conscientious unit.
Yes.
Which we're super excited about.
Yeah, definitely affordable for your local arborist. You know, you don't have to be a
landowners.
Really though. Yes, landowners specifically. I personally, family owns some property. And I've even pitched this to my family, like, we have to have this. This would help so much when it comes to just fire management and things like that we go through on a day in, day out basis here in California when you're a property owner. That machine is perfect for that application.
I agree. So let's bring you guys along with us. We're going to go get some action shots for you, show you guys how this thing runs, and stay tuned for more.
Getting her fired on up. Perfect. All you got to do there, man. So you can obviously see here, you do have your RPM switch here. So there is one at the control panel as well. But if you hop off the machine, getting ready to chip, and you don't already have it in that high RPM, you can just come on over, hit that switch. It'll automatically ramp itself up, and you can get to work. All right. We come over here to the operations. Pretty simple. You've got your track forward, track back. Each one controls each individual track on the right or the left. This lever here will delegate between your tracking mode and your chipping mode. Okay, having it up means we're already in a tracking mode. Once we get to our location ready to work, before you jump off, you just want to slap that bad boy down. All right. Moving over, this is our track speed. We've got 2 speeds. All right, anytime you're going downhill, uphill, always good to keep it in that speed 1, nice and slow. I'll be honest, number 2 is pretty quick. Definitely perfect for your straight shots, straightaways. Obviously, need to get from point A to point B in a quicker time. Click it up into that second speed there. But navigating around this type of terrain, we're definitely going to want to keep it down on the 1. All right, and then over here's your throttle again. Okay, so you hit it up to ramp it up to your full RPM setting, and you don't have to hold it, you just have to hit it, and the machine will automatically ramp itself up. All right, once you get to your location, I would leave it in that high RPM because obviously we're going to need it that way in order to chip our material. So leaving it in that, just hit your chipping mode, lever down, hop around. The feed table is already down and we can get to work. All right, who's jumping up and getting started? Yep. So now you're currently in the turtle mode, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and ramp it up. Let's get those RPMs going. There we go. Now you're going to get a little quicker speed with this, all right? But make sure that when you're hitting the terrain over here, it might be easier with two hands with the track. It's something I found out with operating. Perfect. We've got to our location. Let's go ahead and hit that lever down. That's going to make our feed real live. Okay. The disc is always turning. So when you're hitting that lever down, engaging the chipping mode, that's going to make our feed wheel control glide back in. Okay. Green is going to be forward, which is what we're going to want, obviously, from material in. Blue is going to be reverse. So in case we get any kind of jam, go ahead and hit it in reverse and chip back it out. Engage your forward feed, and then it will go right back into chipping. All right? You also have some emergency controls up top. If you hit that red button, it's going to automatically reverse feed, or actually, I'm sorry, it's going to stop. If you hit the blue button next to it, it'll immediately start to reverse feed. Okay? You also have your safety bar down below, so making sure that you're staying clear of that feed wheel. Definitely, if you're finding yourself reaching too far in to the chute, I would grab another piece of material and feed it on in to push that smaller piece all the way through. All right? I'm going to let you guys get to it, man.
So this Timberwolf FTRP with the Kubota gas configuration is a compact mini track chipper, and it's going to be really great for spaces just like this where you're working in either wide open confined spaces. We're actually down here next to the railroad tracks, and it's actually going to start to get a lot tighter as we start working our way down. And I'll have Johnny grab some drone shots for you guys so you can see exactly the type of space we're working in. And there's a lot of grade to this area. Now, the fixed track does not have the variable grade ability, right? So your tracks are relatively static. If you are hoping to tackle some steeper grades, the variable grade, the VG variation of the Timberwolf will have that variable grade adjustability on your tracks where you can adjust that height independently. A little hard to tell, but there is some grade here. Not a ton, but it's handling it just fine. So we've been at it for about a little under 2 hours. And the production capability of this machine is pretty impressive. Before we started today's video, this entire area was covered in brush piles. The hillside was covered in brush piles. There was some back there. There was some bigger material out back, and just under 2 hours, man, they've really cleaned up the entire area, moving right along, and it's been pretty impressive. Now, we've had to work around a few things. When it comes to some of the bigger material, the lower safety bar underneath the feed table You know, it does have the potential to get caught if you're feeding big, wide stuff through there. But, you know, just being conscientious of it and having someone always at the controls, you can keep that material moving through there just fine. There you go. Yep. Yep, nice and easy. Get a little tiny creek crossing here, see if we can get her to go across. Oh, that was easier than we thought it was going to be. See the force is down. We got dull knives, a little bit of overheating on the force. So we're running the Timberwolf 280. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I got a train going by over here. We ran her out of fuel, got fuel in it, worked just fine. So once we kind of got that dealt with, Johnny's parking it next to the forest right now. We're gonna have Chase Tree Service run this for the rest of the day. And we're gonna come pick her up in the morning. Folks, we are wrapping up the day with the Timberwolf 280 FT. What do you think?
I'm extremely impressed, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know if you guys can really see the grade that we've been working on here, but you know, it's got its slopes. It's, you know, the angles are a little tricky. So even with it being a fixed track unit, it handled the terrain.
Fine. Yeah, stayed planted the whole time.
Perfect. I mean, I didn't feel unstable. I felt firm to the ground. You know, the traction on it was very impressive. I think that wide stance that it has really, really helps with that that terrain.
One of the questions I'm sure you guys all had, we had to coming into this, gas.
Yeah.
We know there's a diesel option. Folks, there is a diesel option. This one here was gas, 57 horsepower Kubota. How'd you do? Fine.
Oh my, I
did fine.
One, at first it sounded like a diesel.
It does.
Right? Just sitting there at a nice idle. Sounds like it's got a ton of horsepower. And then that's exactly what we saw was there was no lag. The amount of material we were feeding through it on a regular basis was extremely impressive.
Sometimes 4 guys feeding this chipper. Just non-stop.
We definitely put it to work. It was almost non-stop chipping for probably a good 100 yards. We
ran it out of gas, as you guys saw in the video. So we ran it hard. The Kubota put up with it. The unit actually has great airflow. Feeds just fine. We fed some bigger material in there. You guys probably see some clips of that. But yeah, overall, I think the guys at Chase Tree Service like it. Yeah. Obviously, we pitted it up against the Forced, so you know, they've ran that unit now for several months, so there's a little bit of bias, but I think we might be kind of.
I think we're in a solid position here.
I think we might be flipping the table a little bit. So if you guys have questions, comments, put them in the chat below. We'll try to respond to you guys. Otherwise, we appreciate you joining us for this demo day.
See you next time.